all or nothing here in this game. Either way, we've been rambling on here, so I'm not entirely sure, guys. We got a lot of Counter-Strike coming up. So Alan, I mean, maybe not a bad idea to just throw this to a bit of a holding screen. While we're going in game. Nick, no holding screen needed. It's time for Counter-Strike. Let's get into the match.
Dude, I mean, I'm super excited the fact that we get to see Ancients, and it's looking for Org. It's GODSENT. It's on GODSENT's home map, and let's get going.
Okay, well, it means looking for Org have the choice of sides. Unsurprisingly, they've opted for the CET side. Now, we've seen quite a lot of Ancients in the major. We saw a crazy comeback from Apex against NIP. They beat Liquid in the map yesterday as well. Let's see how this one unfolds. GODSENT very aggressively through middle, splitting their way in towards the A bump site. They found the opening kill, bomb plant to come through, and this should be near impossible for looking for Orgs to retake. They don't have a kit. I mean, there's a couple of sets of Julies in play. Wait, Chiron?
I just saw that now, bro. What the hell?
Are you kidding me? Chiron, what are you doing here in the server, Blood? Okay, well, that completely changes the dynamic. No Supra, though, Nick, so you can start there with another star. But Chiron is an insane individual. Anyway, Spade, he's having a good crack at this right now. 2 kills coming through from him. Time ticking away, though. Should be impossible with the time left. Played by Joel, playing the timer, chips away at the damage, and he will finish off the job.
I was about to say, hold up, guys. GODSENT, don't trade too quickly there. Just giving him way too many 1v1s. But I really like the approach from GODSENT there in the pistol, right? They take numbers towards middle in insta red room smoke. They rush there towards that position. And the whole point about the T-side pistol on Ancients is you got to avoid where the dualies are. There's a couple dualies dropped every time. Are they going to be towards Cave, Donut? And they were lucky to evade them both. And that's what led them with the victory.
Yeah, well, pistol round. So, just to talk about it again, Chiron was previously a part of Virtus Pro. I mean, obviously, he was picked up by that team after they won the major to replace Norbert because they were trying to get a step ahead of their game and preemptively keep themselves relevant. And then in the middle of the RMR, when there was 0-2, they replaced Chiron with Norbert and proceeded to drop him from the team altogether after the event. So, it's an interesting journey in the early stages of his career, but everybody knows how much firepower Chiron has, right? Like, he's such a ridiculous talent. Maybe a little bit more on that as we're getting into the thick of things. This is a force buy here from looking for Org, but they've been dealt with pretty easily here by GODSENT.
Tag to Joel, but I mean, doesn't really matter. It's just going to be Smet with another save, which is also a player who wasn't on the HLTV page, so it's a bit interesting that we see this coming out from looking for Org, and there's nothing that's going to be saved from looking for Org to start with. But again, a really well thought out approach from GODSENT. When you're approaching these anti-ecos, it's really important that you're not necessarily all the time coming through one choke point. They were able to decipher that mid aggression pretty well at the start of the round. Joel was locking down that A main position. Any attacks that were coming through that position were pretty well sorted out from Joel, and a really good A split to finish it off meant that GODSENT got their second round. They doubled their score, Matt. They've doubled their score.
They should be able to add another to the tally here with ease. They are just Eco, DTR. Well, I wouldn't expect this guy because he is racking up the cash right now, and he's got some more behind him. I like how they put the Mac 10 on point there, rack up the extra money, and it's as clean as it could possibly be on the anti-eco.
Really, really good start from GODSENT, but now obviously it's where the meat and potatoes come out from the map, right? We've got to see what looking for Org have got to offer. The first thing that I look at right now is the fact that they've only got 3 mollies amongst the CTs, and when you think about a map like Ancient, you're using a molly towards mid every round, you're using a molly towards Cave every round, and you're using a molly towards B ramp every round. So how are these mollies going to get placed? Is GODSENT going to wait them out? Are they going to maybe come with a sort of faster play? We're going to see how this round plays out, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty much a slow approach towards middle. 2 guys out there, 2 guys out towards B main. They're holding for these aggressions. Plopski just gets smoked off towards mid, and it looks a slow default from GODSENT coming into this round.
I mean, we have seen a fast pace out of them in the previous 3 rounds already, just looking to smother their opponents, but yeah, they will slow things down slightly here in the first gun round. They've also already lost Drake and still a couple of Galils and a Mac 10, so this is looking for Org's chance here to get on the board. And if you lose this round, then it's a pretty rough start, considering the fact that they have such a superior weapon advantage coming into this gun round. This is where they need to make their mark. Lightning won't have the AWP, but certainly the 5 A1Ss should be capable of getting the job done. We're going to see some aggression coming through towards Ramsey. GODSENT are holding for this.
Unbounded CSGO,
yeah.
please.
What happened there? He just kind of shot and then took off the angle?
Yeah, and then he clicked right and then took his, right click and then took his silence off, which is super tough.
Oh, yeah, from Chiron's perspective, yeah. You can actually unbind that, by the way.
Wait, I don't know that. I need that tech.
There's somebody, I once saw on Twitter, somebody posted a line that you paste in the console that unbinds only the right click to take the silence off the A1S.
I mean, that needs to be more common knowledge, to say the least. But they're going to end with a little B pop here. Joel's towards Red Room, and this is like the important thing. They're going to put pressure towards B. Joel's going to work with the split, try to shoot people in the back of the head. But if they get these entries towards B, Joel's already been killed by Chiron. So I'm going to say this round's tickets, low HPs of Rusty and Plopski. Even though Plopski gets a kill, I don't think there's really much to say about it. Looks to be looking for all ground with one player left alive. Rusty, 20 HP. First. That's it. That's
okay.
First round on the board for looking for all.
I mean, not a bad result for GODSENT, considering the fact that they had lost 2 players before they even were able to make a dent, and they had taken a lot of damage as well. So, getting on the bomb site, finding the plant, a couple kills as well, at least they inflict some damage, and they get some extra money. But this is the real round GODSENT will be putting stock in. I mean, look at their cash, mate. These guys are balling out right now. They're going to get the AWP, they're going to get rifles across the board, they're going to have everything that they need. And now we can get a really good idea as to how they're going to be approaching these rounds on their P side. Is there going to be pace behind their setup? Are they just going to continue with these defaults? We're also watching Joel very closely here, Nick, because he has been in some rough form over the past few weeks. And that's coincided with GODSENT dropping off. It isn't a coincidence. I mean, he's the largest cog in their engine in terms of their firepower.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, last round, unfortunately, it went a bit to the wayside with Drake getting killed through smoke earlier. And I think if you're the IGL of GODSENT, the first thing was slow default, guys, just not give up any kills. Let's see who gets this round. Plopski, oh, he loses that gunfight to Fade 8. Not a good start from GODSENT yet again.
Yeah, opening. Really nice flashbang for Chiron to peek off the back of, and he gets 2 for the price of 1. You take that every day of the week. ZTR trades, but the damage is done in the round. GODSENT, they're chasing these rounds, man. Falling behind consistently at the start and having to try and find a way to get themselves back into it. There's a bit of a path here to potentially working towards A. There's one smoke between the 2 remaining players. Nobody to contest Joel. Are these footsteps?
He has to smoke.
Oh, he wants to force the fight first. And he does so much damage. He brings AV down to 2 points of health, but not enough to get the kill. It's almost like he played that as though he had the AWP, right? Because then you can just take the deep angle and win that fight. But with the rifle committing to the spray, it doesn't look good, I'm afraid. And well, it leaves ZTR in potentially, or what should be, an impossible situation.
Yeah, 1v4. I mean, he does have the HP on his side, and especially Joel would have said that the player towards Donuts is tagged pretty low. But even winning that gunfight becomes pretty tough. I mean, we see AW through the walls that he's tucked in. The ZTR, nothing much to save. And I think, again, it's an interesting approach from GODSENT, because they do approach this map with the way you sort of do, or are supposed to approach, rather 2 players towards A, 3 players towards B. At the start, you're going to poke and prod towards middle, maybe try to get a couple spams through smoke, deny the information from the CTs. But what we saw from GODSENT last round is they had the smoke towards middle that didn't really pop in a nice position. Plopski didn't have a flash from a teammate. He tried to take the fight dry because the smoke landed like on that little ledge at the bottom of mid. And when he lost that gunfight, as soon as you lose the opening duel, the CTs can just drop back. They can play a 3-2 setup or a 2-3 setup, whether you're leaning towards A or towards B, and you're pretty much set for the rest of the round, especially when you've got the HP. And that's pretty much what happened last round. And looking for Org, find themselves the second. And that's 2 opening kills going the way of looking for Org, and that's 2 round wins going their way as well.
Yeah, good start coming through from the gun rounds, the bread and butter off.
There it is.
Like Plopski this time will find the opening pickings with Fade 8. So finally it goes to there is more where that came from though, and it doesn't look like LFO are too keen to take a step backwards. Now they will, after they've been able to find that trade to at least level out the numbers once again. Actually very even with both AV and Plopski taking some damage at the start of the round as well, but let's see how GODSENT try and get themselves into a winnable position here. It looks like they are going to re-aggress in towards middle, top mid smoke coming through. Draken has the flashes lined up for his teammates to peek out of middle as well and assume that control.
I think the most obvious thing is Plopski's going to try to get towards Red Room. Either that or mantle up on the boxes towards Cat. They try to take... Oh, Chiron dies from Drake, and this is super big. but he gets the trade from Smith. So now Smith's down the ramp. Rusty knows that he's close, and Rusty seems like he's going to press the issue towards the ramp. If he can walk up behind him and get a good timing, the only problem is the bomb is back by B ramp. So whether he wins this gunfight or not, it's going to take quite a long time for him to get the bomb. And I think if you're looking for, you can sort of sniff out what the problem is here. You sort of know where GODSENT are going to go, but they do have 2 smokes to lock out these choke points. A flash towards long, maybe 2 for them to take the gunfight. That's exactly what happens. Great stuff from Plopski, and now unless AW gets a kill to the smoke, I think there's going to be a tough time for looking forward back into this round.
Yeah, it does look like they want to feel it out, and it's fair enough. I mean, they have enough money to invest into the next round, but further damage inflicted here, yeah, and AV only has 19 points of health, so this should be very difficult for them to make it happen. AV wants to force the issue, but he's going to walk straight into Plopski's crosshair, who keeps his bomb-planting teammates alive, and that should send Lightning back into the hills, back from whence he came. Chiron doesn't have cash, so he's thinking, hey, mate, maybe just save the gun there so you can drop one across in the next round, but that is GODSENT getting back to winning ways, denying LFO leveling up the scoreline. And that's largely predicated off the fact that they were at least able to trade evenly in middle this time and not just end up in a numerical deficit off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's pretty much the name of the game on Ancient, right? How the T is going to deny info for the CT towards middle. You are seeing looking for Augur sending 2 players towards that area of the map at every time. What we see with the top teams now is they throw a smoke that lands in front of the... It used to be where the molly used to previously land, but they throw a smoke there which threatens the cross towards Catwalk to take that fight towards the lane there towards B. But the fact that looking for Augur throwing a molly, it allows GODSENT to deny it. They can get inside, they can play outside. And I think what GODSENT should do this round is maybe they deny the mollo, they get inside, they get a flash, they get a guy coming through the smoke from deep, and a guy fighting from the deep line as well. And that should pretty much solidify the mid control. And if looking for Augur caught in no man's land and GODSENT get those opening duels, like what happened last round, GODSENT are looking A for away. And they're doing it. Who would have thought they're doing it? They're staying outside mid. The smokes are dropped. Draken's going fast towards Cat. Flash comes through. Oh, Draken misses the shot. Oh no.
He had done all the hard work, mate. He had got himself in position. He had made the moves necessary. Smoked in. Misses the necessary shot there. Joel misses the trade here as well. Double molly, but Spade 8 has the smoke to extinguish both of them. So that's going to keep him alive. In the meantime, AV is making moves. This is a wonderful defense coming through from LFO right now. There's only 2 short. They haven't lost a single player. Spade 8 doesn't expect Plopski to have aggressed forward, but that's just a consolation kill at this point. There's still so much work for GODSENT to do to try and get themselves into a winnable position.
GODSENT are pretty much just hoping for an overextension from looking for Augur, right? They're hoping Chiron goes looking towards middle or some sort of aggression to take place, and they can maybe sort of try something with the late round contact. Maybe Rusty can use his smoke and his flash to put pressure towards one area of the map. Try get a premature peek outside of Chiron towards Cave. That could be an idea, but pretty much they're just hunkered in, waiting for these looking for all guys to come looking. But in a 4v2, there's no real reason to, right? You have to apply pressure towards some area of the map, and if that doesn't happen, you're pretty much going to be lost. So if AW loses this gunfight, doesn't get any damage off, then we might be on par for GODSENT getting this round. Oh, Plopski gets spotted out, tagged down once. Lightning should now get his spidey senses tingling. He's going to go back towards the A side, now it looks super tough for GODSENT.
I don't even know if you go for this. I think they just have to save from here, to be honest, but that's even going to be a difficult one because the door's being closed in on them here by Chiron. Oh man, cue the Jaws music. GODSENT, they're just fighting for their lives right now. They're fighting for their guns to be carried into the next round. They know that both Plopski and Rusty can drop rifles. They'll afford a decent AV. After the timer, he's dropped Plopski. Rusty will fall as well. And that is literally the worst case scenario here for GODSENT.
Like, you couldn't have it any worse way. Hey, 2 guys dying after time. You can look at the money already. All of them around the 2,000 mark. Yes, Plopski and Rusky are around the 3,800 mark or so, but it's pretty much a save coming out from GODSENT this round. And I like their approach last round. I mean, yes, it went a bit pear-shaped, but imagine if Drake can hit that shot towards towards Donut rather. The round has a completely different complexion. So I really don't think GODSENT should be getting into their heads too much. Yes, they should have won that round if the opening duels went their way, but for the most part, it was alright. 2 smokes used towards middle, but it's eco farming for Fade. Let's see what he can do. Got the A1S, he's going to go hunting. And this should just be free money for him unless GODSENT have got a couple double block headshots or Rusty. 1 deek. Ooh. Yee! Never mind. Just peek him. Just peek him, guys.
Yeah, just dry peek. There we go. How much more does Fade 8 want to go for here? I mean, we've seen a tendency out of him in towards middle to be the one to force the fight. phenomenal game against the Royals in the opening qualifier. Look at LFO, man. They're forcing the issue into the pistols. This isn't how the playbook advises how you approach anti-eco rounds, Nick.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're feeling confident, you just want to get those eco frags or ego frags or confidence frags. You put it, you can. Or ZTR, but I mean, sometimes you just need a dink to go the wrong way. All of a sudden, a body shot coming in, but like should be pretty. Oh, but he misses a shot. This could be a bomb plant, and the bomb plant makes the round go a bit tough. Oh, but there's a guy coming. Donut. I got so excited for no reason. That's the round. Looks like 4-all. 4 rounds. They've evened it up. The fact that they lost the pistol, they lost the force buy, they lost the eco. Obviously, they were 3-0 down. They've gone 3 gun rounds rather. To the 0 of GODSENT eco. Now it's 4-all as the scores in the doors.
Well, GODSENT have won 1 gun round, right? Because it was 3-0 and then they won.
Oh yeah, sure, you're right.
Back. But still, I mean, it's 3-1 in terms of gun rounds in favor of the underdogs playing on GODSENT's map pick. So it's a bit concerning for GODSENT. It's still early days, but we need to see more out of them in their gun rounds. I mean, we've seen a pretty bad miss from Draken, and GODSENT is not looking super comfortable. But they will find the opening pick here. Plopski versus Fade 8. That's the gunfight we're going to highlight at the start of all of these rounds, because consistently they've been the 2 players trading blows here at the beginning of Ancient in towards middle. Chiron, is he waiting for that flash to come through from Smet? Smet doesn't have one actually, so he doesn't have the luxury.
GODSENT just need a wait here. They just need to wait.
Just post up.
They've got the man advantage. They know that a re-smoke's come towards middle, so even if looking for Org choose to hold that position or not, they can count the smokes across the map. 2 smokes have been used towards middle, and another one, there's at least 1 left. They've smoked towards A main, so now there's 1 smoke left on Chiron, who's the cave player. Flash towards mid. If Chiron gets a double here, the round can go pear-shaped, but if he only gets 1, or he doesn't even get any ZTR, great kill. The spacing's good. Now it all comes down to putting the pressure towards B, let the players towards mid work. If AW extends too far towards mid, it'll be a free kill, and A split will be on the cards. But if he doesn't even overpeak, you just end B with 5, and it should be an easy win. It honestly should be an easy win from GODSENT.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the clock, mate. Sub 40 seconds left on the clock. Set needs at least 2. There's an orphan position as well. AV will start to rotate in that direction. GODSENT are taking their time here. Yeah, GODSENT does go first. Low HP. His teammate falls as well. At least there's a 3rd player in the setup there. Now it's Lightning, who's the last player here, trying to lock down the B bomb site. If he gets at least a kill before they relinquish control, that would leave them in a pretty good position. He's taking his time. He's going to crouch peek into the angle. That's beautiful. Kraken. Only AV out. Will get the kill on the first, but he's taking a leg shot in the process. It's impossible. Smoke fades. Joel gets the line of sight. ZTR will step out. GODSENT get themselves back to winning ways, and in the process regain the lead.
And again, it was the opening kill towards middle, right? I see the way looking for Org are approaching that position. They're throwing 2 mollies towards mid, but they're waiting to peek towards Catwalk without that deep smoke landing first. So either what you can do is you molly, you flash, you then take that fight, you can then smoke right in front, and then take the fight towards Cat. But it looks like looking for Org are skipping a couple steps. They're giving Plopski another opening kill towards mid, and you think back to the other gun round that they won, that's the way they won the round as well. But it looks like we've got an A rush in the cards. Oh, at least not an A rush, but an early A set piece. They should clear this. They should clear this.
To really economy, you say they should clear it, but they're the ones who have been cleared out by AV. Kill. Draken misses the chance to trade. He will fate, as does Joel. What an ace from AV. 2 letters in his name, 5 frags in the game, all by himself.
He just got as many kills as he has deaths in 1 round, as easy as you like. Like, oh my goodness,
God.
The fact that it's such an
no support.
It's such an oversight from GODSENT in that situation, right? Like, you've got 1 guy looking forward, 1 guy looking back. You've got 3 players walking that position. Draken's posting the deep line already. There should be both riflers, eyes peeled on that left side. You've got to trust Draken with the long line. If both of them are looking towards the left there, I have no doubt that AV only gets 1 maximum. Then GODSENT can make the decision. Do they want to go forward with the A set piece? Do they want to slow it down? But I mean, pretty much AV just had the read there, right? He hasn't played aggressive towards A main once before. They've had Lightning fill that area out with the AWP, but the fact that he was there with the rifle foiled GODSENT's plans toward the A site, and a fantastic round from him. No trades coming out from GODSENT, 5 kills coming out from AV, and 5 rounds on the board for looking for Org.
That's so concerning for GODSENT though, mates. I mean, this is their map pick. That was their round they win to break the CT side economy, get themselves up 6-4 for free, and feel like they're in a really comfortable position. They've gone for the force buy here, Nick, because they only have the $1,900 round loss bonus. It's almost been forced into the
here we go.
situation, although Spade gets destroyed, and it looks like they're going to continue with the pedal to the metal. Donor control assumed. A split coming into effect. Plopski's found another kill as well. Okay, Godsend, I see you. This is looking a lot better out of them. They
need to freeze. They got a 5v3. Put some pressure towards the left. Maybe let Plopski work. But if ZTR gets this kill, it's fine. Now they know where the AWP is. They can even have the idea of maybe dipping out completely, especially with the position of Joel. He showed himself, but I think the call is to go towards the B bomb side, Chad. The fact that Lightning stuck towards the headshot position. We got Draken holding his flank with the scout. Smets looking himself towards middle. But Plopski's in behind enemy lines, so it does look like it's going to end towards A, but Lightning seems to have an inkling that there might be a bit of a flank on the cards. Rusty and Plopski, but Joel! Oh! Deletes him off and Smets in a 1v4. This becomes really tough, and it's the change of pace towards middle. A really nice approach from GODSENT. ZTR gets the running P250 headshot. Oh, it wasn't ZTR, I think it was someone else, but they get the running P250 headshots opening the round, and as soon as that first kill goes the way of the pistols with Kevlar, becomes super tough for looking for Org to reel things back in, and this is GODSENT 6th, and this game's ebbing and flowing as much as we would like it to.
I mean, you got to make it make sense, though, mate. How do you GODSENT lose the gun round before that to an ace, where one player just mows them all down without any support, and then they force fire in the next round, and they just absolutely destroy LFO? You can't script this kind of thing. And look at what that's done to the economy of LFO. I mean, they could go for an investment. It wouldn't be great. They have a $1,900 round loss bonus behind them. 3 M4s, a FAMAS, and MP9. If they lose this round, though, that's when they really fall behind the game for the first time by some distance. Right? This is where the pressure is on now for the CT side.
I like this approach from GODSENT. Now they have Draken posting the long line towards the cubby and middle. Oh, but that HE does a decent amount of damage. But a good flash could foil all of looking for Orc's plans in the middle. They've got 3 players towards this area of the map. They're doing a bit of crisscross setup. They've re-smoked towards deep middle, and I think if you're GODSENT here, you reset. You know, okay, they've used 2 smokes towards middle. We know their money might not be too good because of how the rounds have curtailed before this. So they've got cave control from Rusty, which is first step. They like that a lot. They've got 3 players stuck towards middle if you're looking for Orc. This is a bit too many players to commit towards this area of the map. But once that smoke fades, they're going to have a really tough time. And if they try to press the issue, Plopski's going to get a couple kills.
From him, and there will be more where that came from. Probably not, but the fact that they're already 5v3 up, I mean, they can almost afford to lose a player to get that kill. You can afford to pay that price for the information. And now Chiron's position has been compromised, and he's going to be converged upon from multiple angles. They're hunting for him. It's open season. Chiron is the target. He had to be tucked into the corner, mollied out. Yeah, they hunted him, man. Ruthless and relentless. More than enough time left on the clock. They'll now start to congregate in towards that B bomb site. This should be unlosable now for GODSENT. I mean, there is damage done across the board, but still, I mean, an A1S, a FAMAS, no kit. Like, the writing's on the wall here. Smet at range is going to try his best, buys a couple lotto tickets. Unfortunately, they all go to waste, and he will settle to just save his rifle.
Yeah, really good stuff from GODSENT there. And I was saying that you commit 3 people towards middle if you're looking for Orc, but once that smoke fades, what next? And trying to push towards that zigzag, that position towards the deep side of middle, towards that T side, trying to push that as a CT is super, super, super tough. There's an infinite amount of off angles that GODSENT can hold. So whether you want to take those early fights or push deeper, you have to like pretty much clear 360 all the time. Otherwise, GODSENT will have the level up there. But the fact that they try peer towards that position, they get the opening frag going GODSENT's way yet again, and then all of a sudden there's 2 guys staying in no man's land. Do they want to fight? Do they want to fall back? They get stuck between 2 mines. One fights, one falls back. We have Chiron stuck in the cubby. He gets bodied out. All of a sudden 5v3, 5v2, and then Smet and AW are left to save. But again, these rounds are going. Whoever gets the opening kill wins the round. Another opening kill for GODSENT, and another round win on the board.
That has consistently been the case, though, and it's almost always those opening kills being fought back and forth in towards middle. Neither team willing to take a step backwards in terms of wanting that control. And I mean, ever since we saw the changes of the spawns coming into effect, it has been a hotly contested part of the map, right? As the CT side, you kind of have to go all in or nothing in towards mid. You can't just afford to play like one player there by himself passively. So we have seen Aleppo looking to consistently keep numbers posted up in towards that part of the map. But now they will eco next. Kyron gets aggressive. Okay, ZTR caught looking into the wall playing anti-flash. Thankfully, Rusty will trade, and that's one of the rifles on the deck.
Yeah, it is big time. However, the only... Oh, there we go. Joel wins that gunfight. If that was a Kevlar rifle, it would have been a bit of a different situation. But they know that there's a player stuck towards this area. And I really like GODSENT's approach here. They're taking it cool, calm, and collected. Down. Joel's holding the line. A nice off angle. Pretty much impossible for Smet to clear that. And now it's just the Kevlar 5.7 with an HE from AW. Unless he's got a bomb the size of Hiroshima, then there's going to be nothing much happening here. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And it's going to be an 8th round on the board. Really good anti-eco coming out from GODSENT. Gun round is going to be on the board from looking for Org, but the buy is not going to be... They're not going to have all the whistles. They're not going to have full Kevlar. I mean, they're not going to have full utility amongst the players. So, again, it's an interesting dynamic that looking for Org have got towards middle. As I said, they're dumping 2 mollies towards that position. You're mollying towards A main pretty often. You're mollying down towards B ramp. That's 4 mollies used at the start of the round. So, as soon as you've got these players buying down to... below 1,500 on these gun rounds, and they're not going to have all that utility coming into the next. It's going to become a pretty tough dynamic when you're fighting a utility heavy area like middle and you don't have all that utility. You see 3,800, unless they wanted to half buy twice, that might be an idea.
No, they're going all in.
Yeah, I don't like this. Like, I respect it, but at the same time I don't, because like, look at the mollies. You've got 2 mollies now, and 1 guy on an MP9.
Yeah.
So because you bought so low in the previous, you've got 2 mollies, and as I said, you're using 2 mollies towards mid anyway. Imagine if GODSENT don't choose to take it aggressive, they just wait out your 2 mollies, and that's your second most, or arguably your most valuable utility at the start of the round. But they're just going to go up with an early A set piece again. Are they going to clear AW or not? Let's see if he plays aggressive.
I mean, if Aleppo lose this, then N5 is almost a guaranteed scoreline at that point for GODSENT. Considering how back and forth it was at one point, that would be a great scoreline for them. They've gone back to the all-in players towards the A bomb site. Last time they got aced out in A main. This time they've at least been able to get out into the site. Oh no, Lightning decides to step out after getting a kill on CTR. Probably would have been better off just trying to play the time. And I love this call from GODSENT to just disengage after they trade 2 for 1. They know they've forced rotations. They know they've played out a lot of utility as well. And they're going to transition towards that B bomb site. Now the question is, do they continue to move with pace? Because there's only one player on that side of the map right now. It's Smet who's there by himself.
Oh, I like this call from GODSENT, but at the same time, if looking for Org to get that information towards a bomb site, maybe they look for a double mid push, which I think is exactly what AW is getting into his mind now. They're going to rotate 2 towards that B site, and all of a sudden you've got the flank. I think what GODSENT need to do is they should have grouped with the 3-1, and you still have that extra pivot player that could play towards middle, hold that rotation, and then as soon as you put that pressure towards B, you can see. But now Kyron's looked into his teammate's flash. He's full blind towards back of pillar, but Smet's got the first. Rusty's traded, and they know where the flashes come from. And there we go. Plopski gets a team kill, but it should be fine. Oh, but the low planter. Draken with the AWP. This could be tough.
Oh, AB actually collides with the molly. He's taken some damage from it as well. Draken knows where he is, but he has to point blank shot coming through right now. Draken's next goes for the P250, and that will be enough to finish off the job. My God. Heart in the mouth kind of strike right there. But the round will go the way of GODSENT. I mean, it probably shouldn't have gotten as close as it did. That TK there certainly did make things a little bit scary, but they will make the round work. Now, Nick, one of the highlights we had coming into this game for GODSENT was Draken and Joel, the heavy hitters, the guys you need to consistently be at the top of the scoreboard. And they aren't right now, but thankfully for GODSENT, it's not costing them a huge amount, because Rusty and Plopski are actually having a phenomenal T side right now. The impact from Plopski in terms of how much we've seen out of him in middle has actually been sublime.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking before, right? You can't have 3 players around that one HLTV ranking mark being ZTR, Plopski, and Rusty. You have it to have at least one of those players stepping up, especially when Joel isn't fighting at the best. Rusty has been the player who's taken this map by storm, and he gets the opening kill towards the A bomb site. Unless GODSENT dies to something we spam from the FAMAS, the P90s, then this should be an easy round for them. We'll see what happens. AW is really teetering towards the edge of the smoke. He's going to try to go through. He shifted through. Rusty's none the wiser.
Okay, well, really important kill coming through to try and make this retake doable. There's no kits in place. The time is of the essence right now. 4 versus 4. GODSENT just bleeding out the box right now. They still have 2 mollies left as well. Like, it's GG's. Kills do come through though. AV is doing the most. The Lord's work, if you will. He's got 3 kills sticking that fuse though. GODSENT is going to fake. Great work. Joel gets the triple job done. 10-5. Quick break, and then the second half of Ancient.
beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? It's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life, don't you think? If we go down, we go down in history. If we go down, we go down in history. How can I save you when you're tangled in your lies? Caught up in the middle, I can see it in your eyes. Lonely in the corner, waiting for somebody to come and save you from the cold of night. Easily, we've been falling in disbelief. I think I'm ready for another try, but this feels like the last time. So why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye. Why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye. So why did you say goodbye? Quiet like the ocean, with a rumble running deep. This is how I see you when you hide your feels from me. Why you heavy-hearted? Cut the silence, talk to me. Release your mind, get what you need. Easily, we've been falling in disbelief. I think I'm ready for another try, but this feels like the last time. So why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye.
I got it. Okay, we're back. Second half of Ancients underway. It's GODSENT's map pick, and it was back and forth at the beginning of the first half, but then we did see Looking for Org actually start to taper away, and GODSENT pulled ahead, Nick. They won a number of consecutive rounds, and they've got the momentum coming into the second half.
And the story of the first half is whoever gets the opening kill gets the round. We're going to see if that's anything towards the same. But what we see is a couple pieces of utility. Molly on AW for the headshot position. I assume a smoke towards Deep CT or Donut. Joel's the only player towards either playing retake towards A. So now it comes down to the retake towards the A bomb side. However, there's no utility. So if Drake can get the opening kill, which he does, it might be pretty easy for GODSENT to retake this bomb site.
There is a kiss on Joel as well. Important to keep that in mind when retaking the pistol round. We're looking for they're forcing the fight into the temple right now. Oh, on Earth, the ZTR still alive. There we go. The flurry of frags coming through from Aleppo. Only Plopski left, but he will be dealt with as well. And, well, GODSENT decided to try and play for the retake over on that A-bomb site, but they just got destroyed.
Yeah,
Great
they got
pistol round from Aleppo. Stock standard.
They got way too ahead of themselves there. Like, Joel was smoked off towards Donuts. They just got to chill. At least I assume he was. Either that, or he's just in a position where he struggles to really take those deep fights. Draken got the opening kill, of course, but he's got to wait for his teammates there. You got to wait for all of them to get close, make sure you run out of that position altogether, and then it could be completely different. But I was speaking about this deep CT smoke in towards the mid position that the tier 1 teams are throwing, and the first round we see is ZTR throw it for the CT. So it'll be an interesting relationship that we see the way Looking for Org battle towards middle for CT versus how GODSENT's going to approach it.
Yeah, always nice to see the different adaptations and ways of approaching similar sort of situations. It is a force buy here from GODSENT. Desert Eagles, they've got the hand cannons of 5-7. The scouts on Draken as well are going to look to try and tenderize his opponents. Aleppo, stock standard passive default coming through from them right now. Just waiting to feel out the round, see if there's any aggression that gets thrown at them that they can look to punish. And now they start to take a little bit of shape in the round. They've assumed middle control, working their way towards Donut, although ETL's here with the 5-7, and he does land the one-shot headshot. Okay, he's going to hang around here as well. He kind of fakes as though he's fallen back, but he's still in position. He will decide against hanging around, though. Locks in the profits. Draken is actually the one tagged at range by Chiron. He's having a bit of a rough game, by the way. He's 8-13. We were hyping him up big time coming into this, but look at this push from Joel. Through a main, wrapping around middle. Lightning looked in the direction. Joel lines up the headshot, connects, and that's going to be a 5v3.
And that oh, Joel gets another one. He repeats. Didn't expect it to flash with the smoke. This is creme de la creme stuff coming out from GODSENT, and this is the way you should play a force buy. Now these players are peeking one, peeking the other to whack-a-mole for Lightning, and unfortunately he can't hit no headshots. And a super good round. No one even from GODSENT falls. Really, really well played. They used the relationship between the pistols, getting in those close, aggressive positions. The one-shot headshot from the 5-7 up close. And again, as I said previously, when you're coming up against a force buy and there's pistols with Kevlar, as soon as the first one doesn't go the opposition's way, or the team that has the guns versus the pistols, it becomes a really tough round, and you're battling for nothing, and all of a sudden GODSENT come out with a victory, and it's going to be super tough
that's
now.
a disaster though for Aleppo. That is a disaster of the highest order. You win the pistol after being down 10-5 on the half, and then you don't even get a single kill against the force buy. They force back in response here. GODSENT not respecting them at all, forcing fights. ETR, yeah, that nade is actually doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping, but he will follow it up with the peak, and this is just relentless from GODSENT right now. I like to see them playing with this confidence, Nick. They're not cowering in the bomb sites. They're backing themselves as the better players and the better team right now. And they are absolutely proving that to be the case. They haven't lost one player in the past 2 rounds. Wonderful Counter-Strike.
Yeah, really fantastic stuff coming out from GODSENT. Obviously, we've got to keep in mind that this is their map pick. And when people think about map picks, they think about the approach that teams have on the T side. And I like to think about it in the converse. When it's your map pick, you have a really good understanding of how the map moves, how it pushes and pulls, how you're able to get good information in different areas of the map. So I think a CT representation of how a team plays often is actually a better representation of a team's map pick. And what we see, the anti-eco was super good from GODSENT. The 2 mollies towards middle. This round again, they know it's an anti-eco, they know it was a force buy. So they have the mollies towards mid, they're clearing out behind, they take these early aim duels, and again, super solid stuff. The flash even comes in, it's missed. ETR can farm up. Oh, Plopski takes the other one, but AW, they know that last guy had the nades on him. He's just going to jump through the smoke, or at least I'd assume he might. No real hope for him. ZTR gets him with the grenade, and super solid stuff. And are looking for Org, have really got their backs against the wall. They're really stuck between a rock and a hard place to make sure they can get 9 rounds in a row to take it to overtime. Or obviously not in a row, but 9 rounds to take it to overtime. 10 rounds to win the map, whereas GODSENT only need 3. And their money is looking so good.
Yeah, it's a tall order to say the least, mate. LFO have everything that they need coming into this next round here. They've got the rifles, they've got the utility, but if they lose this, then it's pretty much game over. Was the scoreline not 5-all at one point, I think, in the first half?
It was, you're correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's really rough, and it's going to be a boost up here in towards middle, but it's the CTs who draw first blood. Good response though from Chiron. ZTR's taking a lot of damage as well. Plopski aggresses towards ramp. GODSENT are just smothering their opponents right now. Although Plopski falls, Draken will trade, and that man advantage will persist for GODSENT as a result.
The bomb is still in spawn, right? It's not like a glitch in the radar. I'm fairly confident it is.
Yeah,
So even if Fade 8 gets one of these kills, and I don't think he'll clear this position, I think it's really tough for him to go around and kill.
Wait, bruv.
Trying to get the AWP.
Blood's just
what is he
peeking with
even
the
trying to
clock.
get? Oh, he's trying to get the AK, but he's got a
Yeah,
a
but
little.
you can't afford to peek with the clock in towards that part of the map when you know the CTs were there earlier.
Oh,
That's
tough.
just egregious because you even dropped the gun that gives the audio cue away. So they're going to be trained on your angle.
And I don't think they'll know about Smet. Well, actually, I say they won't know about Smet, but Draken is peered up. Obviously, GODSENT don't know that the bomb's in spawn, so they might know that it's dropped maybe somewhere outside towards B. But we can see ZTR is tracking through that position as the bomb it's dropped behind the pillar. So you won't have complete certainty that it is towards that area. you might look at it now, oh, I thought he was going to go all the way around. He would have seen the bomb, because then there would be no question as to where this guy's going. He has to go back towards spawn. He'll get the sound cues. He can peek on a timing. There we go. There's the kill. But as I was saying, towards that B area of the map, I think a CT representative of a map pick for a team is a better representation, because what we see that round, a 4-man lean towards that B area of the map. They were able to make sure they had good utility, good flashes, taking those early duels, really pushing, looking for Orc back into a rough corner, getting those opening duels, putting, like, all of a sudden it was a 2v4, I think it was, or a 2v3, looking for Org, have nothing going about them, and all of a sudden 14 rounds on the board for GODSENT, and eco for looking for Org, and a really, really, really tough time for them to bring this back.
Yeah, I mean, the GODSENT have won 9 out of the past 10 rounds here, man. 9 of the past 10. You really couldn't ask for more out of them. It is complete and utter domination.
I don't like this position. I'm just saying it now. I don't like it.
From ZTR?
Yeah, from Z. Let's see. Does he get the first?
Oh, now they know where he is. He's on notice. Yeah, overwhelmed. Flash, Util raining in. He doesn't have any support. Joel is the man who's trying to alleviate some of that pressure. Oh, but my God, Lightning. And there we go. Nick called it. Tell us what you don't like about that position, Nick. You got to give us the facts. You got to give us the information. Although maybe I'll just force you to hold your point for a second there. As GODSENT are fighting tooth and nail to get themselves back in contention for this round. Nick wants to force the fight with Rusty, but that will cost him his life, and Plopski's ready for the flank to come through from AV. That is a beautiful kill. Great crosshair placement as Chiron left remaining the stand-in. Flashed up, at least able to keep himself alive, recovers the C4, fakes the plancher to bait the players out, which he absolutely will. And welcome to the server, Chiron.
Great 1v2 coming out from him, and I mean, that's exactly what they needed from this guy. I mean, he's coming in, he's filling in, but even then, even though they got that round, I mean, it's still super tough. As soon as you lose the next, your money is going to be in the bin. But the reason why I don't like that headshot position, whatever I know people call it scream, people call it headshots, is even against deagles, against AKs, any sort of A contact, against an A set piece, it's perfect. You can drop the smoke next to you, you can play around the smokes, it's really good, especially when you got that play in donut. But as soon as it's an A contact and you don't know that it's an A set piece, then it becomes super, super, super tough. They contact out on you, one deagle shot, you're dead. You're playing a headshot position, so any deagle, any AK, you're losing that gunfight. It becomes super tough. I'd much rather like the position Joel's playing, where you're able to get the contact first. They might not expect, you can drop the smoke, play around it, and even if they don't clear Joel, he'll be able to get the first, get a supporting flash from a teammate. It's a bit different. A much better position than the headshot position. Now he can hunker back, drop the flash, play for time, but he gets killed anyway. ZTR's none the wiser. He's just making sure they can't pinch through donut, and now it looks like it's going to be a 4v4 retake towards the A bomb site, but AW's position might be the round-winning factor for looking for.
Does look like they want to try to force the issue onto ZTR here. He's going to hear the footsteps. He realizes he actually has to pivot his attention in towards the A bomb site. Kill on the first. Second player peeks from deep. ZTR good for damage, but it's not going to result in the kill. In the meantime, Plopski has been able to lurk through. Wants to come through, but Plopski actually deals with the player covering the planter, and he finds the kill on the planter as well. Plopski is on one today, mate. AV has to clutch 1v3. Bomb is planted for him. Spots Plopski just before that smoke blooms, so he's able to kill the diffuser with ease. Both of the remaining players do have kits here. How do they set themselves up? Oh my God, AV had the read, and although Rusty was blind, he'll still get the kill anyway.
Yeah, I mean, super good retake coming out from GODSENT. Obviously, the position from ZTR was super overlooked in donut, but again, it's that sort of position where you look right, he kills you from left, you look left, he kills you from right. It's a really interesting and unique position that has been introduced since the map has come in, and I mean, ZTR played it to perfection. He was at a certain position where when you're running through A, you can't see anyone's in donut, you have to go super deep to clear him, and pretty much on the timing, he peeks out, he was able to get 1.5, which is more than enough for him in that position. AW's flank came to no elision, obviously, because there was no round victory for them, and Plopski's double towards their bomb site, making sure that they got that round victory. But another fight towards middle from Joel. He's going to run all the way up to Catwalk. Doesn't look like he's going to get anything, but it looks like it's going to be another A set piece from looking for Org.
Mate, these guys just have one page in the playbook, and it's exec A. That's as deep as the strap book goes here for LFO on the T side of Ancient. I mean, it is their opponent's pick. Joel on a bit of an off angle right now, steps into the crosshair of Smet. So there we go. Opening kill locked in here for the T side. No trade on the table. So this time they've got the man advantage here to try and push this round home. They need 8 in a row to force OT from here. GODSENT don't have any residual cash, at least on majority of their players. So a retake would be an all-in play here. AV lurks his way through middle. ZTR not considering this, so he's going to be a dead man. Yeah, and that should be enough to sound the end of the round.
I mean, super lovely round from Looking for Org, right? They're just contacting out A. They know even if someone's playing towards headshots, you back the A contactors to get that kill. But they were playing a double donut setup where obviously it is a really nice setup, whether you're going to play from deep or from close. Obviously, Joel, if he wins that gunfight, it's completely different. Where I honestly think he should be, but I think the Looking for Org players were just further forward than you would have expected and caught him a bit off guard. It's a really, really early A contact coming out from Looking for Org. And really good stuff. I don't think they're really money's in a position where they should be hunting. I mean, you're not really taking anything away from GODSENT, right? They still got a good, decent amount of money. I mean, obviously, if they get those kills, maybe it turns things a little bit pear-shaped. But for the most part, Looking for Org, they want to just build that bank rather than hunt in that round, at least in my opinion. Maybe that's a bit more of a conservative approach, so I guess it's neither here nor there. But Joel's on 1.5. He could be getting a drop from Draken. I assume that's going to be the case. He got a drop from someone else anyway, so it's
Okay.
full buy coming out from GODSENT.
Yeah.
Another gun round on the cards, and Looking for Org, their backs are against the wall.
Now they'll have to expect GODSENT to prepare for that A hit though, right? So that's why Aleppo are trying to posture themselves with a different approach at the start of the round. They've got the boost to try and peer above the smoke and spot if anybody goes up towards the platform from the CT side. Plopski in towards Cave. Here's the footsteps of Chiron crossing. No, not actually far away from getting the inflicting some damage on that wallbang. Has become a famous one. Plopski on the reload, man. He doesn't realize that there is some imminent danger that resides on the opposite side of that smoke, which is now faded. Plopski has been the point man here for GODSENT so far on Ancient. He'll get a kill on Chiron, and he gets out alive. What a good game coming through here from Plopski, Nick.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we were talking about him needing to step up to the plates, and him and Rust have done exactly that, both with the same scoreline, 21 for 12, and I really like this from GODSENT. Yes, you're a man advantage, but you know you can't just sit back in the bomb site. You'll have a really tough time winning the round, especially considering your utility's not looking too great. ZTR's looking towards Cat. Joel's holding his behind. Another little cheeky booty. Oh, there we go, another one, and ZTR should be winning this gunfight unless he gets weird timinged. Flash is good. Oh, he loses that gunfight. 3v2 though, but they know where both these players are, right? They know Lightning took contact towards the B ramp.
No, mate. Why are you throwing the smoke if you're just going to peek before it anyway?
Super tough, super tough. Lightning 1v3, super hard. He needs to be lightning fast winning this round. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be the case. What's the opposite of lightning? Water. I don't know.
That's a good question, actually. What is the opposite of lightning? I have no idea. Either way, he does have a full belt of utility. He's got the kill on the first as well, but Plopski will finish it off. Fittingly, 22 kills for Plopski, 21 for Rusty. It was looking back and forth at the beginning of the map there, but in the end, GODSENT, they surge ahead on their pick and they lead the series 1-0.
I mean, the CT side performance from GODSENT was absolutely superb. The aggression towards B ramp, I thought their mid takes were really good. They had a really good relationship of threat.